Good afternoon, sunny afternoon. Thank you for being here. We've got a small crowd today, but after the difficult weather we've had, a time or two, I guess people enjoying the sunshine or got something at work, but thank y'all for being here. If we were at the Baptist church, I'd tell all of you to move on up to the front so you could hear the sermon, but
we want to make you be here.
I deserve that.
And Mark said, then we still wouldn't do it.
I certainly deserve that. But at this time, Terry's got something he wants to show us.
When this whole world starts getting
Hey, let me call you right back. Got somebody at the door, okay? Yeah, hold on 1 second, I'm real busy. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? What can I do for you? What can I do for you? Nah, singing song, man, I'm busy. I'm working, you know. I'm working on counting on my YouTube plays. You know, I got to get this out to the world so I can get a bunch of plays. You know, it's a penny a play, so I'm trying to make a living. Well, you need some insurance? Well, everybody does. The world's on fire, and they all want $1 million to cover. So we can do that too. And you must really be here to figure out why I'm at Rotary. All right, well, let me tell you about it.
I get away from the hustling crowd and all that rat race noise down in the street. On the roof's the only place
Hey, this is Chad Spivey, and this is where we make all our groovy insurance sales. And what we like to do is we bring our clients up here and we show them beautiful Sanford, peace, love in Sanford, North Carolina. And then as we tell them what the premium's gonna be per year, we edge them closer to right here. And then if they don't like the pay plan options, we edge them a little closer, and then we really get the pressure on them. You know what I'm saying, man? And then if they still don't like it, then we send them over to the First Bank Insurance to see David Morris, because, you know, if they don't want to be with the best company in the world, then, you know, we're just going to have to send them to David. So anyways, you're asking why I joined Rotary, so let me tell you a little something about why I joined Rotary. Well, I'm a Rotarian, clicking all the time. Yeah, I'm a Rotarian, volunteering all the time. And if Larry Aiken calls, you better go run and hide. Yeah, woo! Yeah, and that's essentially like, you know, that's the story of my Rotary careers. My father was a Rotarian for a long time, and Larry Aiken used to bug him all the time, and he would call me and ask me to join Rotary because I was young and they needed some young, fresh blood like my groovy self. So eventually, I just got tired of it and I went ahead and joined Rotary, and it's been a groovy ride, and I even tried to quit for a year, and Larry put the heat on me again and I had to rejoin. So there's no getting away from Rotary if you live in Sanford, North Carolina. And some of the things I love about Rotary are when my dad joined, they had Character Plus programs where we went into the school systems and we basically taught the 7 characteristic traits of a highly effective human. We do a lot of fundraisers and we give out scholarships to kids, and we do backpack pals. I mean, it's just all about helping the community on a volunteer level, and I love it, and I'm all about that. So just a little beautiful day on the roof in Sanford, North Carolina, and I'll leave you with this song again. All right, since we're down here in Sanford, we'll do a little Hendrix tune. And since we're looking at the traffic, how about this jam? In front of my car with a no out of time. 90 miles an hour, girl, is the speed I drive. You say that it's alright, you don't mind a little pain. You say you just want me to take you for a ride. You're just like crosstown traffic, so hard to get through to you, baby. Crosstown traffic, I don't need to run over you, baby. Oh yeah. to The Flame every Thursday from 12 to 1 o'clock and catch your favorite Jimi Hendrix impersonator and drink some Purple Haze with us. We're changing the world, doing polio, eradicating it one country at a time. The sky. All right, glad I didn't fall off the roof. Liability insurance wouldn't be too happy with me. Peace.
He fell.
He was on the roof.
Going insurance.
He's on to it.
At this time, I'm gonna ask Ed if he would give us our invocation of blessings today. You're up.
Oh, I'm up. My hearing aids aren't working right, I guess. Let's do the Rotary prayer. Open our eyes that we may see. Open our ears that we may hear. Touch our hearts that we may love. Clear our minds that we may think. Strengthen our hands that we may work. Amen.
Well, no guests to introduce today, but we're looking forward to Ray and the program he's going to have for us here shortly. Do we have any announcements that need to be brought before the club? John?
I do have an announcement. And this follows the program that I brought last week? No, 2 weeks ago. We were off last week. Go Canes! Yeah. I like it. Sanford Block Party is Saturday. So we're going to be doing the area around Temple Ball Field. This is only 2 flyers, but if you want to keep one and bring it to your place of work, that'd be fine. We're meeting at Temple Ball Field, which is between 7th and 8th Streets, Maple and McKeever, at 8 a.m. on Saturday. We're going to have 21 homes that we're featuring. It's going to be a fantastic event where we're going to feed you in the morning, give you coffee, 12 dozen Sandra's donuts, homemade biscuits in the morning, and then the taco truck from San Felipe, hot dogs and hamburgers for lunch in the afternoon. And it's going to be a fantastic event. So if you want to come out, please do. The weather is going to be perfect. I think it's like a high of 72. So when we start, it's going to be like in the mid to high 60s or something like that, sunshine all day. So you Rotarians have participated in this before. Oscar was very instrumental in it last year. So if you want to come out, it's going to be at Temple Ball Field this Saturday, and we should wrap up at about 1 or 2 o'clock. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, Ed. Oh.
Yeah.
I am still selling Bell Charity Day tickets. They're $5. It's May 4th. It's all day long. It used to be just in the morning. So you buy one of these for $5. Rotary gets to keep it. Then you turn this in when you get a purchase, and they take $5 off your purchase. So it's good for us, and it helps our Polio Plus.
Thank you, Ed. Any others? Ron? Okay, well, come on up front then.
There's a lot going on for this club for the next couple of weeks. These are just some of the things. First, the Temple Theater is coming up on May the 10th in the balcony for drinks and desserts. And we're talking to Anna the other day, and she said there are 40 seats in the balcony that have not been paid for. So I got another sign-up sheet for you to pass around, and I'd like for anyone that has not signed up, and you can go, to please sign up. We do need to fill those seats. If not, Anna's going to turn them loose so that the community can come in. but it's for us. And Peggy's given us that reduced price of $22, and we really should act as a group, as a Rotary family, and do as much as we can. Now, we've also invited the Pittsburgh Club and the Siler City Club and the Sanford Club. And so far as I know, only somebody from Siler City has signed up. But we need people to sign up for that. Next, I have the golf tournament that's coming up on the 10th of 14th of May. 14th of May. And it's important that we need golfers, we need sponsorships, we need a lot of other things. And the latest thing is if anybody's got anything at your company that can donate for the ditty bags, I'd appreciate that. If anything else, let me know, and I'll try to fill the bill, do what I can to help everybody else. But right now, I need your help with all these things.
Thank you. Any others?
Yep, I got an
Larry?
announcement, yeah. Maybe you saw the article in the paper, I think it was yesterday, about the Sister City program that we're launching starting next week, really. We've been working on this for the better part of a year and a half. The delegation from Mexico will be coming up next week, arriving here on Monday the 29th. Oscar's been very involved in this and his staff trying to help coordinate this. But this is a major event. We're the first, as far as we know, in eastern North Carolina. We're not too sure about Charlotte and that area, but we're the first to establish a Sister City program in Mexico. Although Durham has been working on it for several years, and I guess Raleigh has been too. And the Mexican consulate told us the other day that they hope that others will follow our lead. Anyway, they arrive next week. The thing that we want to do for this team is show them how all the different areas in Sanford, Lee County support what we're doing and want to get involved in the education exchange, cultural exchange for the arts, and business. And so one of the major things we're doing is having a dinner out at it's Buddy Keller's farm, I think it is. And that's on Wednesday, starting around 6 o'clock. And we need as many Rotarians to come as we can. Are there any of you that, I know David is collecting a list, he sent an email out, but is anybody else, okay, Yvonne, you can go, Jeremy, you can go.
Bill's going.
Bill is going, Morris is going. That's great. You gonna come too, David?
That's
Next Wednesday?
May 1st. Try to, yeah.
Yeah. Please do, because,
I'll give makeup credit to everybody that does go.
okay. Anyway, since we're the ones that really got this off the ground, because we've been doing so many matching grants down in Mexico, we want to be sure that this team recognizes how supportive we are of what's going on. So if you can make it, please come. It's an open invitation, but we do have to do RSVPs. So if you haven't RSVP'd to David, please do that so he can get that list over and we make sure we have enough food. But this is going to be fun. And Terry has agreed to video from start to finish. So from Monday through Saturday, Terry's going to be following them around with a camera. And we want to thank Terry for doing it.
Yeah, and if you go to that event, please wear your Rotary name tag.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good.
Any others? How about any brags today?
I got one.
Brag. Yeah, Larry.
Who else stayed up?
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Did you stay up, John?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole thing.
That was amazing.
That was
You know, they started off that first period and we're going, whoa, this could be an early to bed.
Yeah.
Because they just didn't look sharp. And as that game went on, these guys really came on, and you can tell the conditioning difference between the two teams. By the time they got into that first overtime period. Anyway, go Canes!
All right.
Morse?
One of the reasons I was gone last week, my wife and I and some friends toured Washington D.C. and first time I've ever been in the White House. It was just the East Wing, but it was the White House, and it was pretty neat to be in there. We were in this place, and the fellow said, "You're standing right where Obama came out and announced that Osama bin Laden had been captured and killed." So I thought that was pretty cool. But if you get a chance to go to it, as I say, they only let you in the East Wing part of it, and but it's still neat to be in there. And you go through about 3 security checks and have to have your name and all that. But the last thing is you walk by, and it's a little lattice work, but you can see the dog there. And come to find out, they said how the dog tells or indicates that something is amiss is he sits down. The whole time he's standing up, just standing there. And if the dog sits down, you better run. You better be able to outrun a bullet or something like that, because it's pretty serious. We had a great time.
Thank you, Morse. Terry?
I just want to brag about Chad's video. I know I do a lot of video, but it was nice to be on the roof, and the wind didn't blow us off, so Chad done a really good job.
Did you see David's truck pull out and try to leave town?
Yeah. I got it on video.
It was a good video. Thank you, Terry.
And
Any others?
Don't forget, I'm sorry, I forgot this was an announcement. Don't forget, next Wednesday, you know, the dinner that he mentioned, but also at 2 o'clock, we have an open invitation for any Rotarians that wants to attend the ceremony for the bond.
And that's where at the
That's at Richmond Center.
Richmond Center.
It's in Richmond Center.
I talked to Janice Holmes about that, and she said the numbers, anyone can come. She just needs to know how many, so that she can make sure she has plenty for them to, drink and nibbles and so forth. So all you have to do
I'll
is
follow up on that.
let Morris know, or call the Enrichment Center, let them know you're gonna, you wanna come, and we're all welcome, you're all welcome.
Sounds good. Thank you, Yvonne. All right, any others? Seeing none, Morse?
Thank you, thank you. At this time, it's my pleasure to bring Mr. Ray Reyes up in front of us. He's going to talk to us today about how a fella from Detroit came to be a golf pro in the South. And we're looking forward to it.
So thank you very much for letting me come up and talk in front of you all. First, I want to say how humbled I am to be in front of you, because I'm a very sensitive person, and I feel it in each one of your hearts. You being here and being part of the Rotary, and it just means a lot to me to be a part of it as well. So thank you. So yeah, I'm here as the Assistant General Manager and PGA Golf Professional at Carolina Trace Country Club. Here in Sanford, and I've been at Carolina Trace since October. And I kind of feel I could probably talk about stories all the time. I can't believe you guys only left me 27 minutes. But, I could probably tell stories, because I think I hadn't even been at Carolina Trace a week, and Mr. Aiken was already telling me how I was a Rotarian. So I mean, it was pretty great, pretty special. So
Persuasion.
yeah, right. So, yeah, I'm a PGA golf professional. And I kind of like to tell a little bit about myself, how I got to be a PGA golf professional. I think the first part is the quality of life part that I like to tell, and then just the working part is something that goes along with growing up and being older. But so I started playing golf when I was 6 years old, and I'm 48 now. But I was 6 years old. And I was being raised by my dad, and my dad joined a private country club. And my dad worked 36 years for General Motors in Flint, Michigan. And so this is in Michigan, by the way, so I'm Michigan Wolverine, in case anybody needed to know that. So my dad joined a private country club, but it was a really great place to grow up. It It was a great place to be. It was I was a junior golfer is really what I was. And, you know, my dad instilled a lot of hard work in us because we had to work before we could go play every time. He made it a special place for us to go, but he also taught us a lot about work. And, you know, so, you know, now he has 10 acres and he has these fancy lawn mowers that he uses. And I say, you know, what happened to all the push mowers that he had? He says, well, if you were free, and now everybody comes and wants to ride the machine. So, so I was a junior golfer. I was a junior member. I was the kid that wanted to sit on the first tee box and go play golf, you know. And I was in junior golf clinics, which we're going to have at Carolina Trace this summer. And I was a junior that when you did something good, they gave you a medal to put on your hat, and you know that you did a good drive and you did a good putt. And so I sat on the first tee with all my medals, just hoping some adult would say, hey, he knows how to play golf, let's take him to play golf. And really what happened was the golf pros took an interest in me because they could see I was a hard worker, and they said, hey, how would you like to be part of our caddy program? And I said, yeah, I'm in. Right? If I had to tell you a story about me in my life, it's I'm in, and I really am. And and you know, caddy shacks really did exist. I mean, they really did exist. And you know, it was pretty cool. You know, you got to go caddy, you got to go and carry clubs, and you know, and as a kid, you know, you're just into it and you're really doing a good job, and they were heavy and all that. But you know, you got there at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning, and you sat on that bench. And you'd go out and do that loop, you know, and you'd get paid for it. And but I always wanted to be the first one on that bench. And the reason that is because if you go out and you do that 18 holes, that bench is still there when you get back. And that's twice the pay, so you get to go out again. So I was always one that wanted to be the caddy program. So then they said, I got older, I started, you know, I did the caddy thing, and then they said, hey, we have a job for you, Ray. I'm like, all right, I'm in, right? What is it you want me to do? So they took me out to the driving range. Has anybody been to a driving range? By the way, how many people are golfers?
Kinda.
How many here know a golfer? How many have always wanted to be better at golf? And that's what I've been doing all my life. So they took me to this driving range. And you look at all those balls out there on the grass, and then there's this machine over there that's got this cover on it, right? And they go, I go, what do you want me to do? And they go, well, we want you to get into the machine, and we want you to go pick up all the golf balls. And I said, I'm 15 years old, and you want me to drive? I'm in. And so I started picking range balls. And then they saw that I was really interested in just being around the golf course and working and knowing people and taking care of everybody. And they said, hey, we want you to go work in the bag room. And so I don't know if anybody's ever familiar with what a bag room is. It's club storage. So members get to store their clubs at the country club. When they show up, the clubs come out, they get it on carts. And I says, well, yeah, I'll work in club storage, you know. So they take me to the club storage. The sacred door. Nobody goes in this door unless you're staff, right? And they unlock these doors and they pull them open, and there it is. Rows and rows of clubs stacked too high like lockers, all the members there. And they said, and I said, wow, this is amazing. What do you want me to do? And they said, we want you to wash all the clubs. Oh. And I said, I'm in. Right? I'm in. And you know, to this day, I am the best club scrubber you will ever meet. Right? They got fancy tools now, but you know, I got my nails in there, but we did a really good job. So I got to go and work in the golf shop, fold merchandise, answer phones. I was a pretty good golfer in high school. At least I thought I was, but I was a pretty good golfer in high school. And my dad talked to me about going to school. And he thought maybe going into a golf management school would be something that would be good for me. And so there's a golf management school in Michigan. It's in Big Rapids, Michigan. And it's called Fair State University. And it was the first recognized professional golf management program by the PGA of America. And my dad said he'd like me to go there, and of course I was interested in golf, but I thought in my head maybe I was going to play golf. So I'm like, oh, you know what, I could probably go play golf there, I'm a good golfer. Well, that summer before I went to college, the greens superintendent took an interest in me. And he said, how would you like to come work for me out on the maintenance crew? And I said, yeah, I'm in, right? I'm learning, I want to learn more. And he said, okay, we're going to teach you about mowing greens. And you know, I felt very honored that summer that he let me mow the greens every day that summer. I was the one that got to go out on that greens mower and mow the greens. And it's the most important job. It's the most important job, because if you're out there on that greens mower and you make a mistake, everybody's going to see it. So I felt very honored. So I finished that summer, and now I'm going to school. And again, Ferris was the first. And there's 25 universities that have the professional golf management program now. You got Methodist, Campbell, NC State, Coastal Carolina. They all have the professional golf management program. And I got to Ferris, and I'm going to play golf. And I got there, and there were 350 kids in the program, all with the same handicap as me. And I said, where did all these good golfers come from? Because I, at the time, thought I was the only good golfer. But it was at that time that I realized that I was going to be working in golf instead of playing golf. Playing golf is something completely differently. There's a lot of good golfers out there, but playing at a different level where you're actually going to play, they're completely different people. And so that's when I knew I was going to be working, and so that's what I did. Ferris State was a great program. You got a bachelor's degree. You got to go out and work into the field and become trained as golf professionals. They call them internships. My first internship was at Oyster Reef Country Club in Hilton Head Island. I'm from Detroit. We baled hay. We hit golf balls in fields. I'm 19 years old. I'm 1,000 miles from home, and I'm like, yes, this is great, right? Hilton Head was very cool. I got to go to Baltimore Country Club and work at 5 farms up there. Turned 21 in the Inner Harbor. It was a great place. Then I went to the Metro Detroit area, and I graduated college, and, well, university. It was a college when I started, but graduated college, and I decided to go to the Metro Detroit area to work at the busiest public golf course there. And the reason it was is because I didn't really have any experience in public golf. I had only been at private golf all my life. And so I went to a little course called San Marino Golf Club in Farmington Hills, Michigan. It was a 9-hole public golf course in Metro Detroit, and they do 350 people there a day in the rain. I mean, that's how busy golf is. In the mid-90s, there were 50 million golfers. There are only 25 million golfers now. Everything is changing, right? Golf was booming in the mid-90s. It was a great time to be a golf professional. It was a great time to be in management. I never worked one day at San Marino because the general manager there said, hey, we've met these developers. How would you like to go and build a golf course? And I said, I'm in, right? And I got to go and help build a golf course in the Metro Detroit area. I got to build a golf course, build a membership, build a clubhouse, build relationships in the community. It was just something very special for a young man out of college to go into golf. And I became a PGA golf professional. I am in my 23rd year as a PGA member. At 20 years, you are a life member. So I will always be a PGA golf professional for the rest of my life. It's about promoting golf. That's what I do. I promote the game of golf. It's a game of a lifetime. I actually got to help build 7 other golf courses in the Metro Detroit area. I worked for a management company called Total Golf. I met a guy named Jim Dooling, and Jim Dooling was a mentor of mine. He owned a management company. When I met Mr. Dooling, he was secretary of the Michigan PGA, his second time through. He became vice president, president, honorary president, and ran for secretary of PGA of America, all while he and I shared an office together. It was just a great time to be a PGA golf professional. And, you know, things are changing. We're getting more creative, but I've been doing this all my life. I went on to have my own management company. I went on to be a general manager at a big club up in Grand Blanc, Michigan. I moved down to North Carolina in 2007 with Club Corps to be the first general manager at 12 Oaks in Holly Springs. Club Corps pulled out of the project, and I'm sitting there going, now what do I do? Because in 2007, going into 8, that's when things were tightening up around here. And it declined already in the Michigan area. But they said, hey, how would you like to go and be the head golf professional at Devil's Ridge, the private club, the other Club Corps private club? And I said, well, my family's already there, yes, but I said, yeah, I'm in. And my wife said, I really want to see you do this because you get to go back and be the golf professional that I fell in love with. Because in Michigan, you know, it's wintertime. It's cold up there. So it's hard to be a PGA golf professional. You got to be a manager. You know, you got to manage weddings. You got to manage anniversaries. You got to manage everything that happens when the snow's on the ground. And so I was the golf pro at Devil's Ridge for 7 years. It was one of the best jobs I ever had. And the reason that was is because there was a quality of life there. You know, there was a quality of life that I not only got to share with my family, but I got to share with all the members too. Of course, my kids get older, now things are moving around a little bit, and I decided to get back into management. And I went and ran Sea Trail Resort in Sunset Beach, North Carolina. I worked for Mr. Pan out of Beijing. And I was in charge of the whole property, not only the golf courses, but the accounting, the convention center, all the sales and marketing, and all the rental properties. It was a great job. It was the biggest job I ever had, and I loved it. And but the beach, we all love the beach, but you know, it's fun to visit the beach. It's fun to work at the beach, but living at the beach is tough. And it was tough on my family, so we decided to move back to Holly Springs. And started doing a few other things. I worked for a management company. I worked for the Preserve at Jordan Lake and Chapel Ridge Golf Club. I worked for East Coast Golf Management. Even till this day, on my days off, I go and teach at Holly Springs High School, just to be a part. You know, I did the play-by-play for Holly Springs football for 6 years up there on Friday nights. I've just been involved in the Raleigh area for a long time, and my family really loves it here. Carolina Trace, right? Another place where I feel like I can come and contribute, be a part, have a quality of life. I came there as the assistant general manager and the golf professional. So as dual roles, I feel like I have a lot to contribute. And I love it. I mean, I've been in Raleigh, Holly Springs for a long time. And, you know, it's so easy to come down Route 1 to 421 to 87 right into the gates. And I had no idea how beautiful it was down here. And I feel the growth. I know what's happening in this area, and I'm glad I'm a part of it. You know, Carolina Trace, we have two 18-hole championship golf courses. We have 5 different sets of tee boxes so people can choose the degree of difficulty. We have a big banquet facility where we do weddings. We're going to do 41 weddings this year out there. We are a private club, but we are not at full membership. And in order to keep the business going and grow our membership, we have to take outside events. We have to take events to keep the business thriving. We work with a lot of travel providers. travel providers are people that, you have friends in the north, in Buffalo, and they're traveling down here and they want to play golf. We work with travel providers to provide a place for them to come and play as they come down to the Pinehurst area. My experience in Myrtle Beach, in the Grand Strand area, working at Sea Trail, is we did 15,000 golf travel rounds with our travel providers at Sea Trail. We are hoping to do 3,000 over here at Carolina Trace. So we understand travel providing, we have them there. The other big thing we do is we do a lot of golf events. You know, from this weekend we have the Peggy Kirk Bell Girls Junior Tour there. We had the Vicky DeSantis qualifier this last Monday. We had a military fundraiser earlier in the season. We had the Boys and Girls Homes from Lake Waccamaw with the Black Tire event. We do a lot of golf outings. I am a golf outing specialist. It was a perfect segue to hear about the Temple Theater Tournament, because those are the things that I want to be involved in. I want to be able to give and be a part and help, because I've been fundraising in golf all my life, and I understand sponsorships. You know, I understand the work that goes involved, and I want to be able to help, and I've created those relationships. And so, you know, I'm already thinking, how can I help? I want to be a part, you know, and I want to be a part of everything that we do. We do have memberships, private club. We have a full golf membership, full access to everything, golf, dining, fitness. We also have a national membership outside of 30 miles. You get all that access as well, sports and a dining. And you know, we really care. I can see by the membership that is there, the hearts that are inside that clubhouse. I mean, I can't believe how many people have heard, I've been a member here for this long. And I'm just like, wow. You know, and you can see the passion, because it used to be a member-owned facility. So as a member-owned facility, I teach a lot of golf. It's called Get Golf Ready. I bring people to the game of golf. I'm teaching a ladies beginner class, a men's beginner class. I teach intermediates. I teach business owners. I teach employees, people that are interested in golf. I bring them to the game. I want people to understand that golf is very important to everything that we do. I was the golf liaison for the Capital City Club, the Cardinal Club, the Piedmont Club, the Carolina Club. I went into those ballrooms and I taught golf with wiffle balls. I took business owners and I showed them how that golf, there is a connection to everything that we do. And so if you know somebody that's interested in golf, I want to talk to them. If you know somebody that's anything with that connection, I want to be that part. On my last story, here's my last story then, because I saw he stood up. I did get to go to the Masters. I'm in my 23rd year as a PGA golf professional. When you're in Michigan, you don't think about driving down to Georgia to go to the Masters, right? The snow is melting, and your owners are saying, "Open up the course. Don't go to the Masters." But then, when I moved to North Carolina, now it's a little bit easier. But here's the thing: as a PGA golf professional, I am truly blessed that I do get to go to a lot of PGA Tour events. Very humbled by that. I can go to all of them. I just walk into the PGA will call, get my ticket, and walk in and participate. I've never wanted to do that at the Masters because I get into the lottery just like everybody else. And this year was the first year that I won a lottery ticket since they've been doing it. I got one ticket on a Wednesday, and I took my son. So my son and I went to the Masters. He had just turned 21 3 days before. He goes to Coastal Carolina University. He met me on the way. Has anybody ever been to Augusta, to the Masters? So what I would say is yes. If you've heard stories of how beautiful it is. I mean, it is amazing. It's beautiful. You cannot take a cell phone. Here's one thing that stands out to me of all the golf. can't take a cell phone on the property. They check it at the door. If you go through the metal detectors because you forgot it, you have to locker it. There are no cell phones allowed on the property at all during anything. Practice rounds, nothing. So we're in the merchandise tent. I remember the merchandise tent. We're in the merchandise tent, and we're getting close to the door. Or it wasn't even a tent, it's a building, Bobby Jones building, right? And we're getting close to the door, and my son and I are excited, and we walk in the door, and I went, oh my goodness. There's the, like, Disneyland aisles before you even get into the doors of it. But here was the thing. It was so loud in there because everybody was talking to the person next to them versus being on their phones. It was an amazing experience because we were like, man, it's so loud in here. We're looking at everybody and everybody's just talking to each other. Now, I don't want that to be my master's memory, but I do remember that. So, but yeah, thank you very much. I hope you got a little bit of understanding of what a PGA golf professional is. I can tell you one thing. I take my job very seriously, and I'm very proud of my job. And I hope that spills over right into thank you for letting me be a member of the Rotary here with you all.
I got one real quick question. First of all, I'm so glad you're in our Rotary Club. You were just amazing. That was a testament to your commitment to the game of golf. Who's the most famous golfer you ever met?
So when I worked in Grand Blanc at a club called the Captain's Club at Woodfield, across the street was Warwick Hills. That's where they hold the Buick Open. And you know, I believe in networking. I believe in relationships. And I started a relationship with the sports management company at the Buick Open. And all I said to them was, I know you guys come into this event and you run it. Don't go up to McDonald's or the fast foods to get away. Come over to our club and let's eat in our dining room, and you know, we'll give you employee rates so that you don't have to go all the way into town and eat at the fast food. Come over to our facility. And that was the start of it. Over the next 5 years, I befriended the valet. They were important to me too. But I befriended the valet, told them the same thing. We got to host the courtesy cars. We did a breakfast with the pros. The Nike Science trailers came into our driving range and did the promotions there. It was a big deal. And then it happened. I think it was the 5th year. They come to me and they said, Ray, we think we're going to get 15 minutes worth of Tiger Woods time after the Pro-Am. Can we use your driving range to do a little Buick Lucerne commercial? I said, absolutely.
We're all in.
Right? We're all in. Well, what happened was that was at 3:15 they were hoping to see Tiger. At 8 o'clock in the morning, this production crew came in. And they were saying, keep it low key, don't tell anybody. And I'm like, what? You need a production crew for 15 minutes worth of Tiger Woods time? What I didn't know was that they were preparing for more. Well, we had it roped off because we knew what to do. We kind of had it low key. And my son, I don't know how, he's 6 years old or whatever, but my son got to open up the gates for Tiger. He came in. They came up to me at the end and they said, you know, Tiger stayed 2.5 hours at our club. And the reason he did is because we had it so perfectly roped off. They felt comfortable. He said, Ray, Tiger wants to get a picture of you and your son, so that, because they felt really good about it, right? And you know, I still think back about this story because by this time it was all members and kids everywhere. And I just couldn't pull my son across those ropes, you know, selfishly to just get my picture taken with my son and I. I mean, there were just so many people there with their kids and everything. But I did take the staff of the club, and we got our picture taken with Tiger. My arms around him. There's 5 of us. There's a life-size picture of us in that clubhouse still in Grand Blanc. So I'm a Tiger fan. He can win everything for me. So, all right, well, thank you so much.
Great. You know, your association with the club, you realize that we're always fundraising, and Pots of Gold is great, and it takes care of maybe $10,000 to $12,000 worth of community needs, but we really need another 5 or more and we used to do a golf tournament. And we're a very small club, and you could tell there's maybe 12 golfers out of the club. But do you think we could put something together? And Jeremy's year, or Bill's year, or Patrick's year?
So the answer is yes. I mean, you can do a tournament. I mean, you can do a golf outing. You can fundraise in golf. You know, for me, be glad to lead, glad to assist, whatever we can do. You know, I was at one time part of the Holly Springs Rotary up there, and you know, they've been doing it for a long time. They've been doing tournaments for a long time, and it takes a lot of work. But you know, they used to be small too. You know, there were only 22,000 people in Holly Springs in 2007. You know, now there's 40,000 people there. They just filled up their tournament this year.
Really?
So I mean, it takes hard work. It takes everything. But yeah, you can start out as small as you want and grow.
Well, we've never had anybody with a drive.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to be a part of it, for sure.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's great to hear somebody that reveals their heart in the stuff that they do. And thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you so much.
Sharing your life and your heart with us. At this time, let's draw for
Today we raised
polio dollars.
$58 for the Polio Plus campaign, $29 to winner. Ray, would you please pick a winner? And the number is, the last four are 5274. 5274. All right, Jeremy.
Hey. John, you want to do Hey, Johnny, you want to do the wheel and I'll do the numbers here?
Okay. All right, and
so
pot of gold.
Pots of gold, we've got a $100 weekly drawing. Matter of fact, we should probably do two, right, for last week too.
Last week and
We
this
were
week.
doing the COC.
Keep selling those pots of gold. We're not
I'll
out
go
of it yet.
ahead, look away, pull the first one out, and the first winner is Oscar Roberto, as sold by Larry Aiken. Very good. Very good, very good.
Get the second one.
We get the second one. Yeah, you want to?
Go get it.
Go ahead, President Morris.
You do it right, John. That's right.
The winner is Ted Brolin, as sold by Jim Miller. We will put both of those back in for future drawings. Back to you, President Morris.
All right, thank y'all again for being here. Thank Ray for being here and having a program with us. But this time, Jeremy gets to lead us in the four-way test and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is
Is the truth, is it fair to all concerned, will build goodwill and friendships, will be beneficial to all concerned. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.